Hey guys, just a real quick update before the episode today. There will not be an episode on Wednesday just because my upload schedule, I just got mixed up with it and I'm out of town and so things like that. So there won't be an episode on Wednesday, but there will be an episode tomorrow, Tuesday, not an episode, but a Pokemon run. So just wanted to post that quick little thing for y'all to see with my shaky camera and everything. I don't have it on the tripod, so sorry about that. Enjoy the episode. Hello everybody and welcome to the next episode of the Pokemon Silver Nuzlocke. So I did off screen, I went to the slowpoke well. Actually, I did some grinding outside of the slowpoke well to get Salazar and Oracle leveled up a little bit. And I encountered our slowpoke in the well because you can fact check it. There is only 2 Pokemon you can catch in the slowpoke well on this floor, being Zubat and Slowpoke. And since we've already got Zubat, I just encountered Zubat over and over till I got Slowpoke. So, you're gonna have to just trust me on this one. So, there you go. Alright, so, we have Slowpoke right here. I was going to use the nickname Freddy, but it's a female Slowpoke. So, I've actually got a good idea going. It's not exactly the same thing. It's not the female name equivalent of Freddy, but assuming we catch this Slowpoke, I've got a nickname picked out for it. I hope y'all are having a great day today. I am having a pretty good day. This is actually the 3rd episode I'm recording today. I've recorded the other 2 episodes that were last week's, when was that? Last Wednesday and Friday, duh. What am I saying? I know what days I upload. So, yeah, I'm getting a few of these pumped out. Let's go ahead and throw a Great Ball because that's for Pokemon. No, let's just use a Pokeball. The wrap that is going on the Slowpoke won't destroy it. Even though it's for a few more turns, it won't outright destroy it. But it doesn't matter because we've caught the Slowpoke. So there you go. I'm gonna go ahead and give it the nickname. Oh, it's the Dopey Pokemon. That's cute. We're going to nickname this Slowpoke sometimes I like speedrunning the nickname screen. Francine. There you go. Nice to have you here, Francine. So, let's take a look at the team. In the last episode, unfortunately, we lost Muscle Bob because it was just carelessness on my part. I will totally admit that. But it's alright. We've got Salazar and Oracle leveled up to level 13. Salazar, not actually my favorite. Oracle, once Oracle got Bite, leveling it up was so much better. And I promise we're not neglecting Turbo. Turbo is just pretty good all around at the level that it's at. We'll get Turbo leveled up at some point. Right now, I'm actually going to keep Francine on the team. I was going to replace it with whatever Pokemon we catch in the Ilex Forest, but I was going to put the Pokemon on the team that we caught in the Ilex Forest, but now I'm actually just going to keep Slowpoke out here. So, there you go. We're going to get our first encounter, and it is Paris. I have never used a Paris before. Odds are Paris will probably actually just kind of sit in the box. That's okay. Let's bring Turbo out. We'll get Turbo to put Paris to sleep. Then that way we can catch it. Oh, and it has Scratch. That won't do anything to me. Okay, Turbo. You gotta land your hypnosis. There you go. Good job, bud. There you go. Well, on the last episode of this is another female. I have caught a ton of female Pokemon, assuming I catch Paris. But on the last episode of the Nuzlocke, I talked a little bit about Kingdom Hearts and Critical Mode. Right now, for those of you that don't care about the series at all, sorry. But I want to talk about just the series in general. I've talked about it before. Oh, that was dangerous. There's a lot of there's a few games that some people are like, oh, this is definitely the best Kingdom Hearts game. And I respectfully disagree. My favorite of them is Kingdom Hearts 1, and I've said that before, that's not a lot of people's favorite. It's not. The reason it's my favorite is it's just because of nostalgia, no doubt. But I forgot the nickname Paris. It's okay because I couldn't think of anything for it. So there you go. So today we're just failing a whole lot, but like unique fails. That's gonna be the best way for it. So we're gonna go get this guy's Farfetch'd, if I could talk. Oh, there's another Paris. Look at that. We're gonna go get this Farfetch'd and make our way on. The reason I like Kingdom Hearts 1 better than the others, and playing through Kingdom Hearts 2 again, I love it. It's fantastic. I love that game. But Kingdom Hearts 1 is my favorite because I feel like there's more emphasis on the platforming part and the puzzles. In Kingdom Hearts 2, there's not as many puzzles on, where to go, how to get things taken care of, things like that. Now Oddish, you were the one I wanted. But in Kingdom Hearts 2, there are a lot of, what's the word? It's specifically in Final Mix. There's a lot of platforming things added in, but most of the places in the game are big open areas that are just kind of straight hallways. And I'm not a very cynical person that calls those games and the Final Fantasy games recently the final hallway, because the map is essentially just one big hallway. Kingdom Hearts 2 is not egregious with this, but it was the beginnings of it. And so, things like that. I'm just not big about big open areas in games with not much purpose. I don't know. I'm not great at putting it into words. It's just the best way I can think of why I like Kingdom Hearts 1 more than Kingdom Hearts 2. But it is what it is. Kingdom Hearts 3 was pretty good. There were a lot of big open areas, but it was made that way for the combat, and Kingdom Hearts 2 is also. It's just not my favorite thing. It's just how it is. So, it's whatever. Also, something I want to talk about by this point, let me see, this is Monday. So, a week and a half ago, really, one of the members that was in Styx at one point, which if you're new to the Nuzlocke's, my favorite band of all time. I adore that band. One of the original members, Dennis DeYoung, released his first album in, I think, 10 years. And a lot of people were super excited about it. We just got the cut HM. I think I'm not sure who we're going to throw cut on just yet. The album came out, and a lot of people... Oh, I am not teaching cut to Nux. All right, so we're going to go grab that Paris. Even though it doesn't have a nickname, we'll still use it, because I'm not using cut on a starter. If I was 10 years old again, or 5, how old was I when Gold and Silver? 6. If I was 6 years old again, I would definitely have used cut, but I have standards now, so there you go. But there's a lot of people that are in love with the album, and I'm not. In fact, I don't think his new album is very good. There are a few songs on it that are good, but I don't think it's very good. It takes me a little while whenever a new album comes out of any band at all, even Styx proper. It takes me a while to listen to the album, really get my thoughts, but with this one, I just don't see myself really falling in love with the album at all. And it makes me sad. I'm not going into the big ol' Styx history, but there is a divide in the fan base of which side is better, which side is awful, blah, 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 blah. First of all, I'm not going into that today. We'll save that for a stream. How about that? But I like both sides of the band. The way I look at it, I get double everything. But a lot of reviews of the album are saying that it sounds like classic Styx, and it does not at all. It boggles my mind how people can claim this. So, that's just my opinion. I don't think that it sounds like classic Styx at all. There is one song, the first song on the album, that it's called East of Midnight. I love that song. It does sound like classic Styx. I agree with that. But there are other songs in it that just aren't good at all. And so, it's just... like I've said, I hate having a bad opinion about it. I just don't like it. It's not my favorite. It sounds like an older guy, and yes, Dennis DeYoung is 70-something, so he's a little older. But it sounds like a guy who still thinks he's 20, and it's kind of like he's writing songs as if he was still 20. It's a little weird. It's not my favorite. Hey, that green hair guy down there, let's go talk to him. I bet he shares my opinion on the album as well. I doubt it. Who knows? We're going to get the Headbutt TM from him. I'm not going to teach Headbutt to anybody just yet, because that could end up pretty bad. Because I already lost the Mudslap TM by teaching it to Muscle Bob. Although hopefully I wouldn't make as bad of a play with Muscle Bob, but you know, like I did with Muscle Bob, but who knows. Alright, let's watch him. Oh, he doesn't actually Headbutt. I thought he did. Maybe that's in Heart Gold Soul Silver you see the dude use Headbutt. I bet that's what it is. And so, you know, if you want to listen to that Styx album, not Styx album, the Dennis DeYoung album, go ahead and listen to it. It's called 26 East, Volume 1. And so there is a Volume 2. I'm really excited for Volume 2 because hopefully I'll like it better. I just don't see myself liking it because of Volume 1. And so there is one song on the album that he did a duet with Julian Lennon, who you might have heard of his dad. His name was John. He was in this 4-piece band from Britain. They were pretty big, but Julian Lennon is not nearly as big as his dad. His dad was John Lennon, who was in the Beatles, in case you couldn't put that together. Julian Lennon is not nearly as big as his dad. There is one song that Julian is really known for. Outside of that, he's not really known for a whole lot. And I don't know. I don't think the song that they duet on is amazing. There's a lot of people that think it's the best thing ever. I just respectfully disagree. And so, it is what it is. I would much rather listen to Styx's album that came out 3 years ago at this point, The Mission. And, ooh, if you want some classic rock and roll sounding stuff, listen to that album. Oh, it's such a good album. But I'm not going to talk about this the whole time because I definitely could. You ask any of my friends who have been subject to torturings from listening to me talk about music, I can go on for a while. Let's actually keep talking about music and swap things over to a band that I've known for a long time, but just got a new appreciation for them, is what I'll call them. So, Dragonforce. You hear the name Dragonforce, you probably immediately think of Guitar Hero 3. Well, because in Guitar Hero 3 is where Through the Fire and Flames came from. A lot of people say it's the hardest song ever on Guitar Hero. It is definitely not, but it is up there. If you can beat Through the Fire and Flames on Expert, you know what you're doing. I can, not to brag. If I'm ever able to stream, doing some Guitar Hero stuff will definitely be my thing. I can do bass, guitar, and drums all on Expert. The vocals, not so much, because it's not really singing, it's matching pitch. And that just doesn't work out great. So, there you go. I'm going to keep Colette up front here just to go ahead and get that Raticate. Just to make sure we get it. And then, if we have Raticate, Colette, leveled up big time, we should be able to take care of Whitney's Miltank pretty easily. So, that's the game plan. And then if we have to lose somebody, we can lose the Raticate. As much as I, hate to say that, I think it's just going to be the way to go. But Dragonforce, Through the Fire and Flames, is a song that a lot of people know. And I've known that song for a long time. There is, I think it's Fury of the Storm, that was in another Guitar Hero. Operation Ground and Pound was DLC. And, it's a pretty good band. It wasn't until the other day I realized that they did a cover of Celine Dion's My Heart Will Go On, which you might think is incredibly weird, and it is, but it sounds fantastic. I promise I'm not being paid to talk about music because, oh my goodness, if I was being paid, let's just stop right there. But if I was being paid to talk about music, that would be my dream come true. But seriously, look up Dragonforce's cover of My Heart Will Go On, and it's made me realize that, like, power metal, I guess is what Dragonforce is called. That's just, I've heard that name before. Just metal in general almost fits those ballady pop songs with the lyrics. You just give it a listen. I promise you, if you won't enjoy it, I promise you will experience something you've never experienced before. But, so I listened to a few more of their songs, just the, like, essential playlist on Spotify, and I found some songs that I really, really like, actually. One is called 3 Hammers High, and, like, I really like it. So, give Dragonforce a listen. I actually discovered that song, 3 Hammers High, while I was running this morning. I've not been running in a really long time, and running just makes me feel a whole lot better. I've not felt bad, but, you know. It's, I prefer running as opposed to lifting weights. Although I have a set of weights here at the house, so I don't have to go to the gym. I prefer running. My body was built for running, not so much muscle stuff. But, anyways, listen to Dragonforce while you're on a run, because you will be pumped. But it's not some, you know, like death metal or heavy metal where you're like, you know, I had a better run listening to them. So, okay, this guy, you see that police officer? He is actually can be a Nuzlocke runner and Nuzlocke run ender. These guards, there's one on the route up above too. They are only encounterable at night, and they have a super powered Growlithe. Level 17. That's the highest level anything we've seen in the game so far. And it makes sense because they're police officers, blah, blah, blah. I remember back in the day, before I even knew what Nuzlocke, I mean, I'm talking like way back when I was playing these games, I would always lose to those guys because they are super strong. I was never leveled up enough to get to them, but we took them down no problem. Here, the daycare is down here. I'm not actually going to leave anybody in there. I didn't use the daycare last run either. Actually, no, not yet. I don't know who I'm going to throw in just yet, so we'll get that at some point. Excuse me. But I go on a run sometimes. It's really good to clear my head and listen to Dragonforce. So, there you go. Oh, that's about it. I'm glad I got my run in today early because we just ordered a lawnmower. Well, you know, I told y'all last week about how I stepped on a snake and how I screamed and cried. I didn't actually cry, but it was a scarring emotional experience. I stepped on a snake while mowing, and so I was like, we need to go get a riding mower. We've had a riding mower, but it is just old. We've gotten the belt replaced. It's not good. So we went and bought a lawnmower, and it came in today, and I was so excited for it. And then it has been raining literally all day. I couldn't mow right whenever the day started, because right when I got the lawnmower, because the grass was wet, and you don't mow when the grass is wet. You just don't. So, you know, it is what it is. Let's go up here. Let's get our radio card, because we're gonna need that radio card way in the future. Ooh, let's check the lotto, actually. I don't think I've ever won anything in gold and silver. I've started winning a lot of stuff in like X and Y, basically anything with the GTS, because trading is a whole lot easier, but I didn't think we'd win. It's alright. No, I'm not here for the lucky number show. I don't want you to check them. See, he doesn't even say no again. He asks you a question and you don't have the opportunity to say yes or no to him. He just does it. Well, there you go. Also, I wanted to kill time. That way I didn't take on Whitney this episode. I'm going to take on Whitney next episode. The town map can be displayed on the Pokegear. Whew. Also, here's something that I realized Nidorina can be female only. In Pokemon Crystal, there are there's different questions, which is pretty cool, as opposed to Gold and Silver. He doesn't make apricorn, he uses apricots. Magikarp, it won't learn any TM moves. That's it. And the final question, Professor Oak's Pokemon Talk, it says Marie, but it's Mary. Oh, crud. You guys know that I answered it right, so there you go. I didn't answer that wrong to stall, so we could go to the next episode. I promise you that. Would you like to take the quiz? Yes. Town map displayed? No. Yes, it can. Oh, now I'm overthinking it. Oh my goodness. That's not good. Yes, yes, and then it's no. Also, using the B button answers as a no. And so I mash the B button sometimes, that way I don't, heal my Pokemon twice, but it can be disastrous when you're doing this. But now we've gotten our radio card. So, there's a few things we can take care of in Goldenrod before we actually end out the episode. And I have not even asked our question of the day just yet. Our question of the day, we're going to actually make it... Oh no, the last one was related to Pokemon, but we're going to bring it back to Pokemon. I don't know all of the ones that are... This is not the way to it. I'm trying to go get the bicycle. I don't know all of the Pokemon that are in the... What's it called? In the game corner here. But if you do, the question of the day is, which Pokemon do you think we should pick from the game corner? And I'm actually... In the last game, I didn't treat the game corner and Eevee as two separate Pokemon. I'm going to do, or two separate encounters, I'm going to do that in this one, because you can get an Eevee from Bill's house later, and Eevee would be really cool to use. We had a Jolteon in the last one, made me love Jolteon. So that question of the day, which Pokemon do you want to see as... Oh, wait, hold on, I bet we can go over here. Which Pokemon do you want to see as our prize Pokemon? Alright. Are they even going to let me see? I have to go get the coin case. Well, guys, let's go get the coin case before we end the episode. I don't actually... No, I do know where the coin case is. Well, actually, no, we can get it real quick. It's right here. We're going to have to battle this guy. Well, the good news is we're probably going to get to see Colette evolve into Raticate. So, that's going to be pretty cool. Question of the day being, which Pokemon should we pick from the game corner? And just don't answer this now, just a peek into the future. A question of the day, probably down the road, is going to be, what Eevee should we, or what evolution should we evolve into? We have the opportunity to get Umbreon and Espeon, so I'm going to lean towards that. And now that Colette is level 20, Colette will now evolve into Eradicate. Learn Focus Energy. You know what? Sure. Let's get rid of Tackle. Colette is not going to be getting much more love after this. But Colette has been a good one, Colette is doing a lot more than Linguini and Remy did. Of course, that's not really Remy's fault. Remy had a really unfortunate death. Yeah. Oh well. Super Nerd Eric got the Pokeballs on the ground, and we've got Colette evolving. We're going to see Colette evolve into Raticate, and I like the Raticate sprite in Gold and Silver. Somebody mentioned that these games aged pretty well in terms of like the art style and everything. I absolutely agree. I love it. Learn Scary Face. Scary Face lowers speed. I don't want to learn Scary Face. I don't think there's going to be anything I'm going to be trying to lower its speed. There's that coin case. All right. Let's see. Now that we've beaten him, let's or now that we've gotten Colette evolved into Eradicate, let's bring Oracle up front, because I really want Oracle to evolve. Okay, well, I was expecting to battle that guy. Just for the sake of not running out of time on the episode, we're not going to battle him just yet. We're going to go see the Pokemon we can get in the game corner. And it's not going to be like a super strict guide or like voting process for what Pokemon we get. I just really want to see what all we get. And I just, you know, breezed by it really, really quickly. Exchange it for fabulous prizes. We can get an Abra, a Sandshrew, or a Dratini. So Dratini would be really, really cool. We had a Sandshrew last game, so I'm not going to do that. Abra would be nice. It's only 200 coins, too. I'm not real sure. Dratini would be pretty sick. Well, you guys, let me know down below what you're thinking. Every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you can find a brand new episode of the Pokemon Silver Nuzlocke here on the channel at 11 a.m. Central Time. Next episode, we're going to take on Whitney and her entire team. And until next time, see you later!